It's time for Recipe of the Day. My tzatziki sauce recipe is controversial for a few reasons. The main one is that I prefer to use sour cream over Greek yogurt. I know some of you are saying that makes it not even tzatziki, but I'm telling you, it's just so good. I just find it richer and it has a little bit less acidity. And actually, I can add a little bit more lemon juice to it because it's less acidic from the yogurt and it just has so much flavor. So that is the first reason that people say it's controversial. Another reason is that I don't salt the cucumber and leave them for a long time to drain out the water before making it. Instead, I have a technique that I'm going to tell you about that gets the liquid out of the cucumber quickly. And finally, I don't put mint in mine usually. I know some people do mint, some people do dill, some people do both. I prefer it with just a lot of dill. And the last time that I told this to somebody, they were like, well, that makes sense. It's because your family's Ukrainian. And I was like, what? And they were like, sour cream and dill? Of course, that's how you make your tzatziki. So there we are. This is like a Ukrainian person's version of tzatziki sauce. Still great with pita, though I wouldn't put this on your pierogi or cabbage rolls, certainly. Oh, it would probably be delicious on pierogi. Actually, I take that back. Okay, well, whether you're going to be having this with pita bread or with some pierogies, here is how I make my delicious tzatziki sauce that everybody loves until I tell them how I've made it, and then we get into the arguments about whether it's authentic or not. Oh well. Okay, so to start, lay 4 sheets of paper towel onto your counter and then use a box grater, and you're going to shred about 3 inches of cucumber unpeeled onto the paper towel. Then roll the paper towel around the cucumber, kind of like a beggar's purse sort of thing, and you're going to squeeze over your sink, and that's going to remove so much of the liquid from the cucumber. Some of it is getting soaked into the paper towel, and some of it you're going to see is dripping out. Now, sometimes I squeeze too hard and the paper towel actually will rip or break in places. That's okay. Just kind of cup your hand over that break and keep squeezing. And then you're going to unroll the paper towel and just sort of scrape the cucumber off of the paper towel into a bowl. To that bowl, you are adding a cup of sour cream or of Greek yogurt and 2 tablespoons of that chopped fresh dill, or if you must, a combination of chopped fresh dill and mint. You can also add in some olive oil. That's quite traditional in Greek tzatziki sauce. I don't tend to add it because, I don't know, I just don't feel like it needs it, but you can. So a tablespoon of olive oil goes in there, a teaspoon of lemon juice, and then, okay, how much garlic do you add? So the thing is here is that the garlic flavor is going to get more intense as the sauce sits. So if you're making this ahead of time, as it sits in the fridge, the oils and juices from the garlic come out and start to flavor everything else, right? And so you end up with this really nice garlic flavor throughout the dip. But if you're serving it right away, the garlic ends up kind of just in the little places where the little minced bits of garlic are. So in general, if I'm going to be serving it right away, and if it's just for me and my family who loves garlic, I will put 2, even 3 cloves of garlic into here. But if I'm serving it even just for my family and it's going to be in the fridge for a couple of hours first, then I might just do 1 clove minced really well, and that will really flavor it quite fully. And then I guess what I kept saying was if I'm making it for me and my family, I do err on the side of a little bit less if I'm having guests over that I don't know how they feel about garlic because I don't want to overpower them. I will probably just do 1 clove, whether I'm making this ahead of time or to serve right away, and leave it at that. And then you're also adding in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Stir that all up, give it a taste. You can add a little more salt if you'd like. And that is it. Delicious, creamy, rich tzatziki sauce. Perhaps controversial, but trust me, it is the best one I've come across. So delicious. I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is January 3rd of 2025. I almost said 2024, but I've got it, 2025. And I'll just say I did do a video on social media of this tzatziki sauce recipe, and people did find it controversial. All the reasons that I gave. Also, not everybody likes how I say the word. Sorry about that. So you can go and check that out on TikTok and Instagram. I am Cook the Story in both of those places. Just scroll down, you'll find it. I'm Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all-new chicken cookbook, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.